Sugadam kevalam jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam gaganasadarsam tattvamasyatilaksyam Ekam nityam vimalam achalam sarvadi sakshibhutam Bhavatītam trigunarehitam sadgurum tam. So, first, somebody sent me a beautiful excerpt from the life of Gautama Buddha about Purnima, something similar, connected. So this is why I was looking for the phone, otherwise why would I look for the phone? So, it's interesting, so I thought I will read it out to you. You should be always ready to learn from others. Even though she is a very close person, she decided to send this. But temporarily she became a guru. So, once upon a time, Gautama the Buddha visits a town. Can you hear me, everybody? Or is the wind too strong? Backside? So, once upon a time, Gautama the Buddha visits a town. The entire town gathers and is waiting to listen to him. But he goes on waiting. He keeps looking backwards at the road. He keeps looking backwards at the road, expecting a little 13-year-old girl to come. He happened to meet her on the road while coming. And she had told him, "Wait for me. I am going to give this food to my father at the farm, but I will be back in time. Don't forget, wait for me." She said on the road, poor little small child, what does she? So he is waiting. Nobody is unimportant, you see. Even a little girl. Finally, the elders of the town said to Gautama Buddha, "For whom are you waiting? Everybody important is present. You can start your discourse." Buddha replied, "But the person for whom I have come so far is not present yet, and I have to wait." Finally, the girl arrives and exclaims, "I am a little late, but you kept your promise. I knew you would keep your promise because I have been waiting for you since my first memory as a child. When I first became aware, I was waiting for you. I think I was 4 years old when I first heard your name. Your name was enough to ring a bell in my heart, and since then for 10 long years I have been waiting." Buddha responded, "You have not been waiting in vain. You are the person who has attracted me to this village. Why else would I come here?" At the end of his discourse, that little girl was not crying, was the only one who goes to him and says, "Initiate me. I have waited enough, and now I want to be with you." Buddha replied, "You have to be with me because your town is so far out. I cannot keep coming again and again. The road is long and I am getting old." In that entire town, not a single person came up to him to be initiated into meditation other than this little girl. At night, as they were getting ready to sleep, Buddha's chief disciple, Ananda, asked Buddha, Master, before you go to sleep, I want to ask you one question. Do you feel a certain pull towards a certain place, just like a magnetic pull? Buddha replied, You're right, Ananda. That is how I decide my journeys. When I feel someone is thirsty, so thirsty that without me there is no other way for them, I have to move in that direction. Then the quotation is from the friend who sent this. Master moves towards the disciple and the disciple moves towards the master. Sooner or later they are bound to meet. The meeting is not of the body, the meeting is not of the mind, the meeting is of the soul. It is like when you bring two lamps close to each other. The lamps remain separate, but their flames become one. Happy Guru Purnima. I bow down to you. I bow down. So I don't see any little girls here. Looking around and making like this. Anyway, it's going to rain. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Anyway, so I wanted to tell you something about daily practice of a mantra, the value of sound and what it is. This morning we were generally talking various things. The sound which is most important, the sound which is a link between this world of matter and that world which is not of matter, is the bridge, is the sacred word Om. After Nachiketas has finished all his conversation with Lord Yama, the Lord of Death, and after he has told him that what you were looking for to be free of death is your own inner self and nothing else, Nachiketa said that how do I link this? He said, Om is the bridge that links the ordinary to the extraordinary. Free translation, he didn't say extraordinary or ordinary, I'm saying. So this linking sound is Om. Now, Om, has variously been described in popularly as standing for creation, preservation and destruction. Most people know that. For beginning, U for continuing, and for finishing. That is very commonly known to most people. But there is an inner meaning for Om. That is, the sound is the sound of our mind in the waking state. The sound is the sound of the mind in the dream state. And the sound is the sound of the mind in complete rest in deep sleep, sushupti. And when you say Om, you don't say Om when you stop. I knew an ashram where people called each other Om. They were angry, they said, oh, come here. So, the last fading away, the Ardhamatra, Om, represents that state of mind which is not a state at all, but which is the essence of everything, which is Turiya, which is the Brahman. So this whole thing is there in the sound and it is linked to each state. So it is supposed to take us from the waking state to the next, to the next, to the final state of Turiya. This is the use of Om. The meaning of Om and the use of Om. In the Yoga Upanishads, if you read, there is a beautiful practice described in the, you know that there are some Upanishads called the Yoga Upanishads. They are not new, they are ancient, they come from the Yajurveda, from the Krishna Yajurveda. And in this, the Om is discussed. It's A starts at the Muladhara. O comes when the Om reaches the Manipura. Then the Ma starts from the Anahat and comes to the Sahasrara. So, when you chant Om, if you conceive of Om as starting from the Muladhara, coming up through the Shushumna and coming out through the Sahasrara, and then like a circle coming back again, like a rosary, this is the way to raise the mind from the ordinary to the extraordinary. It's not philosophy, it's something that when you do as a practice, it happens. Right. Sound is the beginning of everything. It is from sound that light comes. It is from sound that the entire creation has taken place. That is the primordial sound which we don't know. But the sound that we know, with which you link to the primordial sound, is the pranava, Om. So, when you chant Om regularly, but some orthodox schools do not allow many people to chant Om. They say this is meant only for some people. They have a reason for it, but it's about time we move forward. Om is the common sound and the common mantra for all human beings, no matter who they are. What happens when you chant Om? I can only tell you what I experienced and which I know. I cannot say it from any book. When I was with Babaji and I was meditating, we did a lot of pranava meditation. There were two ways which were described to me. One is, it's about time some secrets were opened now. One was to conceive of a small Om written in gold and shiny Om. Fix it at the bottom of the spine in the Muladhara and take a deep breath in your mind chanting Om. So you breathe, it moves up and comes here. When you have finished your inhalation, hold the Om there, then actually chant Om a little loudly. Om. And let it go. I think you got what I am saying? No. No. Yes? No? No. Think of a little Om sitting at the bottom of the spine in the Muladhara, or at the bottom of the body, let's say in the middle of the body. Then you take a deep breath like this. As you take the deep breath in your mind, chant Om. As you chant the Om, bring this Om up through the spine to the top of your head, to the Sahasrara. Hold it there. Hold your breath. Not for long, you'll die. And then start exhaling. When you exhale, don't just exhale with only the breath. Say, When you end, You brought it from here and got it back to the Muladhara. Now, clear? Then again, mentally Om with an inhalation. Hold it here. Then exhale. Om. Chanting itself is a pranayama. Why do you think so many different kinds of chanting is being given? Because as you chant, the breath moves along with the chant. It's called the Udgita, the inner Gita, inner sound of sound. Why is it called Udgita? Because it is connected to the breath. Read the Chandogya Upanishad, you will find what is Udgita? It is a pranava connected to the breath. So, all that we need is with us inside. We need to only put our attention to that and take it up. That's one part. Other part. Most people think that they are in a very meditative state, but actually they are quite lazy state. Especially those who smoke what is freely available in California now and think that they are in a high meditative state. No. Actually, instead of meditating, they are sleeping. It is not sattva, it is in tamoguna. So, I hope some people, there are many young people, so I am worried if they get upset. So, you need to wake yourself up from that sleepy state of being. And so Rajas is required. And from Rajas you go to Sattva, and then from Sattva you cannot do anything. The Sattva settles down by itself quietly. Now here you have another use for Om. In the Manipura Chakra center is the fire, the actual fire. We are going to light a dhuni outside. There is a dhuni inside, which the Lord of Death Yama gave the name of the Nachiketas fire in memory of Nachiketas. So this fire that is inside in the Manipura should be activated to wake one up from that kind of drowsiness, sleepiness, laziness, and move towards action, and from there to deep meditation. So how do we do that? Sit quietly, fix your attention on the navi. I think nature doesn't want me to reveal the secret. Give attention to the navi. Consider that there is a fire ready to be lit. Fix your attention there and chant either loudly or in your mind. Om Ram, Om Ram, Om Ram, and light it. Then the fire is lit. This fire will spread to all the centers of your body and bring abundant energy. Those who are like this will become like this. Those who bark like sheep will roar like lions. You don't roar at somebody else, but it's a metaphor, not actually roar. Okay. Google. So, how do we do this practically? When you breathe in, visualize that the breath comes in from here instead of from here. You're breathing in from here. What? Om. This golden Om is in front of you. When you do, here. Then you breathe out, exhale. Om. This breath, the blowing out, is actually blowing the fire. Then chant Om Ram, Om Ram. The fire lights. Then you have your dhuni inside your body. burning away all the dross, burning away all the impurities, taking away everything that keeps us from moving forward, and strengthening us to move towards the infinite. This is the second actual practice you can do to make the pranava active in your system. Now the third. All of you, many of you must have learned to do the Brahmari. You know what is a Brahmari? What? What is a Brahmar? Madanapalle, what? Bumblebee, yeah. Brahmar. So, you take a breath, and when you exhale, do like this. Again take a breath. Do that? Actually the chanting of Om. Take a deep breath. Say Om in your mind. O, A and O is in your mind. Then Om. Concentrate on the Makara. Attention should be here. How do we bring your attention here? Knock a few times. Fix your attention here and chant Om. Now, when you do that, keep a small golden or silver Om here in your mind. Chant. This is the sound that takes you from here to there, from this to that, breaking free all the bondages, breaking free all the conditionings. It takes you to that which is Purna, which is nowhere to be found except in oneself. When the Purna is found in oneself, it is found everywhere. It is all pervading. So I have taught you something very important and very interesting and very useful. So don't go home and just repeat it in theory or start teaching others. This is what you should do. First you have to practice, right? Then you teach others. People have this habit. The moment they listen, it's like a tape recorder. And then there are 6-7 people gathered. Om. Who said Sri Am said? Practice yourself. If you are not free, how are you going to free others? Can you do that? If you don't know the taste of Rasgulla, how will you explain to others? Even if you explain, they won't understand. You say, oh, it is sweet, it is soft, it is... You give one Rasgulla. Now I got it. Why? Because Anubhava is very important. Your self-understanding is very important. No theory is good to learn. Can you make water by simply saying H2O? H2O. Can you? You can't. In the same way, I want to take it a little further. Simply if I sit down and say, who am I? Will I find myself? If I am in a foreign country, they may take me to a hospital. This guy doesn't know who he is. There are lots of people sitting, who am I? And if the wife or the husband will look like this thing, It's not that. It's a question asked to figure out that you may be not this body or the mind or anything, but something beyond. It doesn't come by chanting. It's not a chant. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not a chant. You can't chant. So what happens? It's to find out what your true essence is. And for that, you have to eliminate what you think you are, not ask. Well, that is the basic question, but not to be repeated like a mantra. It doesn't happen. So after chanting who am I, who am I, who am I, for a long time, and then somebody comes and says, hey, you don't know your Saroja, come. All over. I found out who I am. I'm Saroja. So, what it actually means is to search for your source. And your source cannot be positively identified. When all that is not the self is negated, only the self remains. It's like a sculpture trying to work on making an image of Shiva or Krishna on a piece of rock. Does he add anything there? No. What does he do? Chip away. Chip. Chip. Everything is, what is unnecessary is chipped off. What you want appears. When it appears, then it is sacred. Till then, he may be sitting on top of the nose and skip. It's only when it is done and the prana pratishta is done, then it becomes a divine thing. Till then, it's only a piece of stone. So, it's not projecting the idea that I am the Atman, and it is taking away all that is not. So that, now, connect it to the mind. If I say, I am the Brahman, it's only the mind imagining that I am the Brahman. However, if the mind is allowed to become quiet and not create any ideas about it, there is the Brahman. It's not, you can't, see, if you say that, then you are only projecting your idea into it. If I remove, then what is left is the reality. Which is why in Vedanta the system followed is ne iti, neti. Not this, not this. I keep looking, no, it cannot be this. It cannot be this. And then finally nothing is left. There is something which cannot be eliminated at all. That is the truth. Fortunately, it's the true essence of all of us, not something outside. Well, it's inside there, therefore it is also outside. I can't say it's only inside me. It has to be inside you too. So, the corollary to this is every living being on this planet carries this spark of the divine in them. Today we have 1,500 temples here, all carrying the divinity in their hearts, right? So sometimes I feel quite embarrassed that I am sitting higher than you, or inside you also there is this divine spark. Maybe you haven't found it, maybe somebody has found it, I don't know. The way this lady looks at me, I think she has found something. So, this is what I wanted to tell you today. To wake up. Uttishta Jagrat, don't sleep, wake up. And Prapya Varanyapu, don't stop till you have attained that which you need to look for. That does not require any external paraphernalia. You don't have to go to IIM Calcutta to learn that. Sorry. Chairman is sitting here. But we need to understand very simple things, not complicate. Okay, what if one has touched it? What if one has touched it? Are there any signs? One has tranquility under all circumstances. Sarvatra samabuddhaya. 2. Joy under the worst conditions. You don't have to invite worst conditions, but they come sometimes anyway. Joy under the worst conditions. Then no hankering for anything else. So you are fully satisfied. Two, this many people don't like compassion. If people are behaving in strange ways, that is because they haven't found it. So instead of sympathizing with them, why would you get upset with them? You should sympathize. People behave in strange ways because they haven't found the treasure. So what should I do? Shout at them? Well, I can temporarily get them to work back to where they started from by kind of neglecting or not looking at them, not talking, and they know, oh, there's something that happened. No. But beyond that, I cannot get myself to do. Can't slap somebody. Babaji was not like that. He told me you're too lily-livered to do that. So, these are certain things I've given you to think about because it is Guru Purnima. If I don't tell you the truth, who will tell you the truth? Let's face the truth. Now don't look sad. This means there is ample opportunity to move forward. That's what I'm trying to say. That there is no special category. Everybody can move to. Speed may differ because of various factors, genetic factors, physical factors. There are many factors. So don't get jealous of somebody thinking, oh, this guy is going very fast and I'm going very slow. There is no such thing. And what you are looking for is beyond the speed of light, so there is no question of competing towards that. So Upanishad describes it as tad dure, tad vat antike. It's so far and yet it is so near. So it's too far, you cannot search for it. It's near, so you can look for it. When you look for it, you find that it is the same thing that is far. It stays still, but it overtakes the fastest. This is the description, the Ishavasya Upanishad. So, in conclusion, I want to say this. Suppose the truth that you are looking for is there, and I am here. I need to try and grasp and move towards it, right? Because I desire it very much. Okay, good. But what if it is here and there and everywhere? Where do I move? कहाँ जाएंगे फिर? दूर है तो पास जा सकते हो, यही है तो कहाँ जाओगे? So, since it is here, there is no, when all reaching out stops, when all movement of the mind comes to an end, then in that quietness, according to Patanjali, all the vrittis are removed. And the chitta, from which all the vrittis are removed, is no longer an chitta, it reflects only the Purusha, the Supreme. Please don't mistake the word Purusha with a male. Purusha means the spirit, spiritual. In fact, it's neither male nor female. That is why sometimes Shiva is depicted as Ardhanarishwara, not because of hormonal problems. So, this is what we seek. And I am kind of sure that sometime or the other you will go there. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not day after, maybe next minute, who knows? Listen carefully, absorb it and see it will work a magic by itself. then you don't even have to come for satsang, Guru. Simply you can come to share. All over. If today somebody gets up and says, all over, sir, namaskar, I'll be so thankful. I say, nice, very good, I have done one job. What more shall I say? Nothing. I hope I put it as far as possible in a nutshell, I hope. This is what all the books are written. Thousands of books, thousands of discussions. What happened? What happened? What happened? Sarvatra Samabuddha. Two Brahmans are fighting with each other. Where are you going? No, they are all okay. So now we should, what do we do now? What is the next program?
Lighting the dhuni, sir.
Time? Where is that Akashvani coming from? Oh, here. Yeah. So, okay. We light the dhuni. No, time aa gaya. Yes, we should light it. We'll sit there, meditate, listen. Now everyone going there don't think human beings, they're all Brahman. Seriously. I know many people have questions. You're going away somewhere? Oh, the dhuni is here. Okay. I thought it was that side. If it leaves, it won't catch fire. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.